Mishra back here, and we are here with a new topic, cell as a basic unit of life, from chapter The Fundamental Unit of Life, Cell, from class 9th NCERT CBSE. Hello everyone. If you are new to our channel, then please like, share and subscribe as much as you can. And do not forget to press the bell icon. Comment if you like the video. Today we are going to discuss that what is the different levels of organization. What we have discussed in the first topic, that atoms aggregate to form molecules and molecules aggregate to form organelles. In organelles we have an example of nucleus, nucleus, RER, SER and many more. And when organelles aggregate, they form a cell. And when cells performing a specific function aggregate, they form a tissue. And when tissues accumulate to perform a specific function, they form an organ. For example, in organs we have brain, heart, stems and roots. And in tissues we have an example of muscle and glands. Gland can be either an organ, it can be a small cell, or it can be an organ. Now, when organs aggregate, they form an organ system. In organ system, we have our circulatory system, in which the heart pumps blood, and the nervous system, the control and coordinating center of our body, the master system, nervous system. And when these all etc. organ systems accumulate, they form an organism. Now we are going to deal with a new subtopic, basic properties of cell. What is this basic properties of cell? We are hearing that cell is this, cell is that. What are actually cells? What are their features and what properties do they exhibit? And what function do they do? Now first point is that they are highly complex and organized. They are highly complex and organized. This in detail we are going to deal in next classes. Now next point, they possess a genetic and the means to use it. We know that nucleus is the brain of cell. It has genetic material stored in it in the form of DNA or RNA. In the form of DNA or RNA. They are all polynucleic acids. DNA is deoxyribonucleic acid. In detail, you will be studying about this in higher classes. You should know the full form first. Ribonucleic acid. They are all genetic materials or simple polynucleic acids. Ribonucleic acid, RNA and DNA is the deoxyribonucleic acid, and they contain the genetic material in it, and it is transferred in the form of heredity from one generation to another. Now, the third point, capable of producing more of themselves. Remember the last point, the last postulate of cell theory, which was by Rudolf Virchow. When he expanded the first cell theory, what did his actual aphorism was? Omnicellula, acellula. Now what does this mean? That all cells are not spontaneous in action. They all arise from pre-existing cells. Like we are not self-replicating. We are here as a result of our parents. So they are not spontaneous in action. Another aphorism was de novo. That none of the cells are spontaneous. Now the fourth point. Acquire and utilize energy. They acquire and utilize energy in the form of starch. They carry out a variety of chemical reactions. How? In the form of metabolism. Metabolism, you can say, is the sum total of all chemical reactions occurring in our body. That whatever type of chemical reaction is occurring in our body is the metabolism. Now, metabolism is destructive process. That destructive process means that here breakdown of energy is taking place. Destructive process. And what is anabolism? Just opposite of catabolism, it is a synthesizing process that the energy molecules are aggregating to produce energy in the cells. Anabolism is a constructive process. This also we are going to deal in detail in further classes. Now, the sixth point, capable of self-regulation, that the self-regulating centers, like our brain, the nucleus is also regulating each cell. Now, able to respond to stimuli. What is stimuli? Stimuli means any external change in the environment which causes you to respond to it, or you can say it is a disturbance. Similarly, when your younger brother or sister is pinching you, he is pinching you or tickling you, what you will do? According to your brain information, what it is giving to your receptors, you will respond to it. Either you will beat him or complain to your mom and dad. It is able to respond to stimuli. What is stimuli? Any external change in the environment which causes the organism to respond to it. Now, they engage in numerous mechanical activities. We have a short example which we will deal in next chapter, or WBC. A WBC, when it is in a blood capillary, it squeezes out to the tissues. Whenever it detects that a foreign agent or bacteria is there, what it does? It escapes from the blood capillary and in the neighboring tissue it goes and just fights with it with our immune system. And what is that process called? It is called diapedesis. So here is the point. Take your time and take a screenshot of it. Here we are with a new subtopic. What are the parameters which are leading to the difference between a unicellular and a multicellular organism? These are the parameters: a unicellular organism versus multicellular organism. Cell number. What is the cell number of unicellular organism? This is single and multi means many. So cell number here is large. The activities performed by cell. What are the different activities which the cell is doing? That unicellular organism is performing all the activities, and multicellular organism is performing one activity, means one activity per cell. Division of labor. Division of labor means what are the various departments which are allotted for the various activities in our society, but in our body different organs are allotted for specific activities. In unicellular organisms it is absent, in multicellular organisms it is present. And reproduction they divide by binary fission, fragmentation, etc., which you will study in higher classes. So reproduction in unicellular organisms is single cell, and in multicellular organisms two germ cells, sperms in male and ova in females are taking part to produce a zygote, which after a gestation period form a new individual, and by the process of parturition it is in this world. So other cells called somatic cells, means bodily cells, remain intact in that state. And what is the lifespan? Lifespan in this unicellular organisms is short, and multicellular organisms it is last. Thank you everyone. This was our class for today, and if you like this video then hit like the button and do not forget to comment.